Hello everyone, Joanne with stampinginthevalley.stampinup.net, and welcome to my craft room, and thank you so much for purchasing my Ringed with Nature card class. In your kit you should have received enough material to put together 2 of each card, so 8 cards with the video and the PDF. And I know sometimes I go into spam. It happens. You can always email me. I have no problem resending things to you guys, okay? So that is no problem. So always contact me if that happens. So let's look at these cards that we're going to be doing this afternoon. Isn't that fun? I love acorns. So much fun. That's the Christmas card. This is a nice get well card for the fall. Isn't that pretty? These little mushrooms they're mushrooms or acorns, the way that you turn them, they're just fun. This one I did with Very Vanilla. Okay. And then this one we have a nice little fancy fold there, really easy fancy fold for a happy anniversary with our little house there. I love that. Came out so cute. I'll show you how to get those 3 colors out of one stamp pad in that video. And then this one, oh I love this, is an easel card. Isn't that pretty? And I will show you how I did this on the back to make it a little bit more sturdy and also matching. So I really like this. I just made a very nice little scene. Really, really cute, right? And used our tree rings for the easel part. All right. Now in your kit you should have received a pack of basic rhinestone jewels and the silver threaded twine. I love that. Now there's a lot on that spool, so wait till you see the next class I have that's coming. I think you're going to like it also. But for today we're going to go ahead and play with Ringed with Nature. All right, I'll be back in a moment and we'll start with one of these beautiful cards. Okay, let's start with this fun card. We have some die cutting to do, stamping and layering together of the rings. I love these rings. And we're going to make the little mushrooms so stinking cute, right? Okay, so this is the one where you have Very Vanilla. Now, if you're new to my classes, and I have a few new people this time, this is how your kit comes, okay? Each card is in the envelope. Every little piece that you need is in this envelope to create this card. And please, if I've left anything out, please email me, okay? All right, so in here, see? And go ahead and shake your card out. Sometimes there's little pieces that are in it. But I have the banner for our sentiment, some Poppy Parade that we're going to cut out right there. I'll put my pieces over here on there so that I know what I'm doing. And Evening Evergreen, right? So I want to cut all of these out of Evening Evergreen, each and every one, okay? And then with this crumb cake piece right here, I want to go ahead and stamp. Let's move that to the side. We'll go ahead and stamp and then also cut out some mushroom pieces. You have your card base. It's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and this will open like this. And I'm going to put that aside. Whoops, I had it upside down. I already stamped my angel policy there. So it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. It will open like that. You have your inside piece that's Very Vanilla, 4 3/4 by 3.5. You have a piece of Early Espresso, and this is oversized at 6 by 4.5. You'll see why in just a moment. And then you have a piece of crumb cake, 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, so that's what it takes to make this card. All right, let's go ahead. Let me get my pad, and let's do some easy stamping first that we need to accomplish. Let's go ahead and get the inside piece of the Very Vanilla. That's 4 3/4 by 3.5. And I'm going to stamp Love and Warmth. Let me get that mounted. And the little mushrooms. I love these. That's what we need for that. Get a couple of more blocks here. And I have Early Espresso ink and Poppy Parade. Let's go ahead and start with the little mushroom down here. We'll put the stems on in Early Espresso. Just like that. Look at these stems. Look at the definition in that stamp. That's beautiful, right? And then let's put the little mushroom tops on in Poppy Parade. I like to see a little bit of the stem so that then I know that it's right on top of it, okay? But that's me. Love and Warmth in Early Espresso. And we're going to put this right here at the top. Make sure I've got that decent enough. Love and Warmth right here. Perfect. Okay, since this is completed, let's go ahead and attach this to the inside of the card. I like to get things out of the way. So I'm going to bring the base in, and I'm going to attach this right here. Now we know the inside is complete. Okay. Now let's go ahead with our envelope, and let's do the same thing with our little mushrooms, just to have fun with some stamping, right? Let's put some, especially if you're new, a lot of times it's good just to do something easy, just to get used to your stamp and how you're inking things up. Let's go ahead and ink up our mushrooms there, which if you turn them the other way, they're acorns. Poppy Parade, look how cute. Now see, I want to look through there, through that photopolymer stamp, and I want to just see the tops of those stems. I think that's when you get the best placement. So that's wonderful. Okay, so now we have the inside and the envelope completed. Let's go ahead and get our Get Well right here, and we'll do that in Early Espresso. Perfect. That's great. We're just going to move that aside now. And I'm going to bring in this part, this crumb cake right here. And we're going to go ahead and stamp our tree ring twice in Early Espresso. I really want to get that nicely inked up. And 1 and 2. Perfect. Okay, now let's talk about the rings of the trees. We have individual dies you'll see me use, and then we have this one big die that is together, okay? You can use these rings right here to cut this out to then fit on the inside of this, okay? So let's go ahead. I'm going to move this aside, all right? And we're going to bring in the Stamp Cut and Emboss machine and a couple of plates. Yes, I have my plate there. The other day I was doing a video, and I totally forgot that my number 2 plate was off of this thing, and went to run it through, and it went through like butter. I was like, oh, what's wrong? I realized I didn't have my plate. Okay, now let's first start. Let me see here. Wait a minute. Okay, now let me move this aside. I'll move that back in just a second. I want to explain something first. Okay, you're going to get your embossing folder. Now, this is called a hybrid embossing folder because it embosses and cuts at the same time. See this logo right here where the Stampin' Up! Logo is? That's the side that we're going to go ahead and attach the die. Okay? The cut side is going to be up, looking at us. Okay? Now, when you put this in here, it's not like it locks in place, but it definitely has its house, okay? You'll feel it. See, it won't slide around at all. If I had it offset, okay, we would get this going on, all right? So here is this, And if you hear the birds tweeting, they're just beautiful fall birds here in Upper East Tennessee. It's gorgeous morning. It's a Sunday morning when I'm doing these videos. Okay, so now you're going to take this piece of early espresso, and again, this is oversized at 6 by 4.5 for you guys, because I want you to be able to cut out each and every ring, because we're going to use them in other cards, okay? So put this right over top, just like that. Make sure that you can feel it. It's in the groove. It is really right in there, okay? And you're going to then close it. All right, now you have this going on, okay? So see, the cut side is down. The embossing side is right here. All right, now we're going to bring in, and this is why I stopped too, because all that has to come out. And the only thing you need is plate 1 and plate 4, because we're dealing with a 3D embossing folder, okay? That's the main part, is the 3D embossing folder. So you need 1 and 4. And now run it through. And I'm just going to take it back the other way, just because we are embossing and cutting. Okay, now what you get with this is, see, that's why that I oversized this, is now you have every single ring, okay? That's trash. Okay, now you have every single one. This is very important for this class. Okay, so let's move that aside. Let's go ahead and use this again. And now we're going to use this as just an embossing folder, okay? We're going to put our piece of crumb cake that's 5 1/4 by 4. We're just going to put it in there, and we're just going to emboss it. Now, you know, we're not cutting anything out, so it can come off of the page a little bit, and I want it to look like that. Okay, just like so. So see, we've already used it the hybrid way with the cutting and the embossing, and now we just emboss that. Isn't that pretty? That's wonderful. Okay, so here, that's part of what we're going to do with our embossing, right? Let's take this away. And now let's start to do our cutting. Now we'll move our other plates in. Okay. And I'm going to take my tree ring here, and I want to show you, I want to talk to you about that. Let me get my little mushroom slice, okay? My little stems right there. We just need 2, okay? All right, now, this is a large die, and I'm going to use, for this card, I'm going to use the largest tree ring, okay? And then the next largest tree ring. I believe it's, I'll figure it out which one it is. I can't remember if it's that one or this one, but it's one of those two. We'll figure that out in just a second, because this is how you figure this out. Look at these individual ones. See these notches? Right there is where that fits perfectly, okay? So I want this to cut this one out, just like so. And it's okay if it's off of and onto the crumb cake a little bit, that this one's a little bit smaller, because I'm going to show you what we're going to do. I'm going to take a piece of washi tape there. Now, let me figure this out, because I wanted this one. Okay, yes, it's this one. Okay. So, see the little humps right here where the tree rings come in? You want to match your die up. And this one has a little straight part right here. You want to match your die up with this, because these are the 2 that I'm going to use for this card. Okay, and it wouldn't matter if you use the other one. Watch. If, here's this one that I believe it fits. Yes, it does perfectly. Of course, that one. See the little notches? You always want to line them up, but we'll use that one for right now, okay? And every one of them has one. Even the teeniest, tiniest one, okay, has one. Let me show you that while we're talking about it. Okay, so even the teeny, tiniest one has, isn't that cute? Has a center. I think that's adorable. Okay, all right, now, so with that being said, I have my brown one that I want, the early espresso. I'm going to put this right here, And it's just going to cut out the notch, okay? Now I'm a big paper saver. Is that going to fit in there? I think it is. Without it, doesn't matter. I give you plenty, right? So we'll put that right down there. Just like that. For our stems, okay? And I don't know why I save paper like that. You guys, I have like so much scrap. It's ridiculous, okay? But I don't know. I think it comes from when I was first a demonstrator and I was scared to death to waste one piece because, you know, of course I wasn't, my business hadn't gone into anything. I was my best customer for over 4 years, you know. Okay, look how cute this is, okay? So this one is going to go right here. Oh, look at that. That's adorable. But now, okay, look at this. And now let's look at our card. See where I've inked around these edges right here? It really makes a difference. I didn't ink this one, but I am on this card. Okay, so here's my 2 rings. Isn't this wonderful? Okay, and it doesn't matter that this is like this because we're going to ink, okay? All right, and now I have my stems. Okay, we'll move this out of the way. Whoop. Where'd my other stem go? I know I've got another one. It's stuck to something. I've got it stuck to something, don't I? Of course I do. It's somewhere stuck or fell. Let's just cut another one. So I'll just put this back on here. And I'll cut another set right here. Okay. And now I'm going to go ahead and start with my other pieces. You'll need the littlest piece of Poppy Parade. You'll need the largest piece of Poppy Parade right here. And so you put this flower one that has like the berries on the larger piece, and this is going to be our mushroom. So I'm going to run all of this through. This is why I like having the big machine, because you can do so much at one time, right? Okay. Now, let's not... Oh, I bet it was stuck in here, wasn't it? It was stuck in the die. How funny. Okay, so now I have 2 sets. There we go. It was stuck in the die. Always check your dies, right? Well, I'll leave this over here if I need to use them again. All right, and move that aside. Let's go ahead and pull out the red, the Poppy Parade. So pretty. Now, really, we want 2 of these guys, okay? So I'm done with my stems. And we need 2 mushroom tops. And so I'm going to just scooch this over and do another Poppy Parade there and another leafy berry looking thing right there. And then we're going to move in all the greenery. So this piece is that Evening Evergreen. Isn't that a gorgeous color? And I'm just going to maximize my paper because then, see, you'll have more room to make more. Or if you like this color, you might want to order some. I love this color. And we're just going to roll that through. Just like that. And now we have all of our die cutting completed. Let's see, there's our... I like to put everything together. Now, I have used every single die and every single stamp in this class of 4 cards. So, we're going to be busy on our cards, right? But that's, we want to do that. We want to use our stuff. We want to, oh, cute. We want to see how everything goes together. And I've said this and said this before. I feel like as a demonstrator, it is my duty to help you guys to use every single piece. Okay, I think it's my way of teaching on, you know, how to use what you've purchased. Let me move this aside. Okay. Now, I put all of my little pieces right here. And remember, we have these little guys. Now, it's time to ink. Let's use some ink. A little sponge dauber, a little early espresso, and just take it around these edges. This, I love to do this. This is called flicking. As you can hear, it's flicking. So we're going to do this with every piece that we have. So that one goes there. Look at that. Look at the contrast just from inking and not inking. It's amazing. That's why you don't worry about this, because here, you're going to ink it. You're going to make it part of it. It's good. Just ink it up around those edges. Make it darker. You can even come in and do a little bit of that. You know, it's a tree ring, okay? It's out in the forest. Just like take that excess ink and do that. So I love those. Now, on the original card, I did not ink these edges, and I want to on this one. I love doing this. Well, you can really feel how the paper fibers have broke down with the embossing. You know, it's like stretchy paper, it feels like to me. And I'll just come around your edges here. And like I said, you could use a sponge dauber. Many of you probably still have the sponges that we used to have. I loved those sponges. And then you can also use a blending brush. And you know, you could blend all in here with a blending brush if you wanted to. But we're going to do a lot of decorating. So I just want these edges. Let's see how that looks. I like that. Oh yes, I like that a lot. Okay. All right. Now, oh, the other thing we need to ink for sure is our mushroom stems. And on the other card, I did not ink the mushroom, but I'm going to on this one, just to make it look a little woodsy. Do you know we have that stamp set with like the Woodland Friends or something like that? And I thought that that would be a great pair for this because of the tree rings. Or we have like a little squirrel, you know, something like that. If you have anything like that to add. Of course, deer, you know, anything like that I think would look fantastic added to any of these cards. Maybe a little kitty on the one that's the anniversary one. Now see, I'm just taking this and I'm just kind of taking the excess ink and dirtying these mushrooms up because they're supposed to be. Okay, now the greenery I've got separated into one of each, okay? One of each with the little stems, green, the whole thing, okay? So we need that. Now let's go ahead and let's put our little mushrooms together. We want the side that has the lines, which really could be defined a little bit better. And to do that, just use a little bit of ink because it will define those lines. Look at that. Okay, this one I haven't done it to, and that one I did it to. So you can definitely see how it is slightly more defined, and I want to do that here. And then this one. I didn't add ink. I'm just taking what's on the little sponge dauber. There we go. All right. Now let's go ahead and I like Tombow. You could also use a glue dot. But I'm just going to place that there. And then I'm going to take my little mushroom top. And oh my goodness, they're just too stinking cute when you put them together. Is it? I'm in camera, right? Yes. Sometimes I start to craft over here. There we go. And I feel, I know I get out of camera, but I'm like, I don't know, having fun. So let's go ahead and glue these guys down. And let's line our notches up. And the notches are definite, okay? There's no question. See, I had that backwards. And see, there's 3 little chunks out of the bottom there, so you want that to line up. We're going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on the back of this. And then this one, we'll do the same thing. Did I just hit the camera? I'm sorry if it's shaking. I'm thinking about getting a new little setup here. I've been looking online and I found one that I really like. It has a really nice bright white LED light with it, but we'll see. We'll see. That might have to be a Christmas present to me, right? Okay, now I'm going to move all of this out of the way. And notice now we still have these 3 rings right here, okay? And we're going to use those. So keep those to the side. Okay, let's go ahead and put this down on our card. I'm going to use some Tombow. You use any adhesive of your preference. You have to enjoy your adhesive because you use it so much. It has to be the one that you like the best, right? There we go. Just like that, okay? I'm so glad I inked those edges up. Okay, now I'm going to put the larger ring, and it doesn't matter how you put it. I'm going to put this here. Look how cool that looks. And then this one down here. Okay? You don't want a dimensional up on here. You want it to overlap, but you don't want it up on it. Okay? Just like that. See, look at how cool that looks. It's like it's around the edge and it's inked, and then this is inked, but this is not. And I think that looks fantastic. Okay, let's take 2 of our greeneries and let's place them. Now, anytime that you do something like this might come out a little bit different each time you do it. So like I was saying about the adhesive, you know, you've got to be happy with the adhesive that you're using. You know, it might not be Tombow like what I like. It might be the inline, you know, Stampin' Seal that we have. You might like that better. So I'm just going to layer those, but that's a very dark color. So as soon as we add the little berries here, our little red berries that we cut, I'll move my pad in here that I'm using. It is such a gorgeous fall morning here. I can't believe I'm saying fall. Look at that. And that just allows the garden green to, not garden green, the evening evergreen to stand out. We'll do the same thing on the bottom. Just allowing these to be placed, not really worrying about where they go. And just kind of stick them under here. Make sure that you're not off of your card. Might have to move this one over a little bit. Let's move that to this side so we can get more surface area. There. Okay? Yeah, we'll just come out this side. No big deal. You can't have it go off the card or else it's not going to fit in the envelope, right? Let's put this one here. Just tuck it under there. No big deal. Wherever it lands, you're good. Because this is what the outside would look like, right? Boy, I need to get out there and do some fall trimming, I'll say that much. I like to cut everything down, I just don't like to clean it up. Right? Look at how nice this is coming together. Okay, now let's go ahead and place our Get Well Soon. I want it to come across here. I'm going to bring it up on, I found out that I have like a little hump here because I let it cross over this lower one. See, you really can't tell, okay, but I can. So I'm going to put it up here on this upper one. I'm just going to put a little Tombow on it right there in the center. And I'm not going to let it overlap there. I'm going to let it come right to it on an angle, just like that. Now we're going to put our, look at these guys. They're going to look so cute. So we're just going to add a little Tombow here. And I want it to touch that Get Well Soon. And look how nice our stem defines itself. You can even see it from there in the camera. I can see it because we added that ink. And then this one here. Any way that they come is great. All right, now let's talk about our twine. And I've used this like crazy. Okay, I'm going to make a bow. And this is, you have to separate this twine. It's rope, okay? But like I just kind of eyeball it here and see what I need, okay? Right about to there, okay? And I'll just take a pair of scissors and clip. All right. Now, I already know now that this right here is going to make me a lot of bows. Even the silver can be pulled apart. This is what you want to do with this. You want to take two pieces right here. Okay, you want to pull it out right there. One. Okay. Two. And some are thicker, some are thinner. You know, you do whatever you want to do. And then I'm going to take a piece of silver. Now, I've worked with this for this class and another one that I've put together. And the best that I can tell you is that silver is like trying to tie tinsel, okay? So get it together and then take your fingers and twist it. Twist it, all right? Then bring this around. It will help it to stay together and not slip, because I was all of a sudden getting like this really long piece of silver and then none was in the bow. And I couldn't figure out, I was like, how is this going to stick in here? But that's what I came up with, just twist it. Okay, so here we go here. Let's take our snips and cut that right there. All right. Let's bring our card base in and a little glue dot. I'm going to roll that up just a little bit between my fingers and put that right there. And we're going to put this bow right here underneath the Get Well Soon. Oh, look how cute. That bow really, okay, now hold on to this, okay, because there's more bows to be made, let me tell you. There's bows to be made. All right, now let's go ahead and bring in our rhinestones. And on the two mushrooms, let's use the larger. You could use any size you want. I'm just using the larger ones. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. What you decide to use is your preference, because you have the whole card. I'm going to come up here with a couple of mediums. And then I think I'm just going to put a small over here. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, odd number, love it. And all three of the sizes. This one I used all big ones. I don't think it matters, but I just graduated them on this one. So here's our first card. I hope you enjoyed making this. Look how pretty. Right? And I love that I inked it up around the edge on that. I really do. Now, you see what it looks like. You can do yours either way that you'd like, of course. So I hope you enjoyed this first card. I'll be back in just a minute with the second one. Okay, for the second card, we're going to work on the Christmas card. I just love this stamp set because it is really for a lot of seasons. You can use it for many, you know, just even thinking of you, just for you, Get Well Soon. It is a fantastic fall set. And then, of course, you can add in your Merry Christmas there for the winter. But it's a perfect set for many, many different occasions. So I really am enjoying working with it. Okay, so this one is what I came up with. Here we've got a Poppy Parade base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. The inside is basic white, 4 3/4 by 3.5. Then I use this little piece of Rings of Love DSP. It's a 3.5 by 3/4. And then on the outside, I've got Rings of Love DSP, 5.25 by 4. A piece of basic white that's 4.25 by 3.25. And we're going to stamp it first and then emboss it. See, because I even want that to be embossed. Isn't that cool and white? I love it. Okay. Now, let's see. Let's go ahead and stamp our envelope first. Right here. And we're going to let me bring a little piece of scrap paper in here. And I've got Poppy Parade and Evening Evergreen here. Poppy Parade is a very pretty color for Christmas. Real red, garden green, Evening Evergreen, like what we're doing. Okay, let's get this wonderful, absolutely wonderful poinsettia. Now, I know you've seen many, many people fussy cut. Guys, I am so not a fussy cutter, okay? I'm just not. So I find every way to use things not to fussy cut them. I'm just going to turn that to make that look a little bit different. And then up here, okay? Just like that. And let's use a little crushed curry. You can barely see it, but you can put a little bit of crushed curry for the inside. These little dots right here in the stamp set. And I'm just going to give that, you can barely see it, but you can see it, a little color there. And there's our gorgeous envelope. Alright, now let's go ahead with the inside of the card. And we're going to do Just For You on our piece of basic white right here. And let's do that at the top with Evening Evergreen, because it's Merry Christmas Just For You. Oop. Okay. Make sure we've got enough ink on there. Just like that. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is this piece right here. When you cut a piece of DSP, okay, that is, let me just show you. Okay, let's just say that this is a 12-inch piece, okay? But you're cutting 5.25 by 4, okay? It's your first layer on the outside of the card, okay? It's like a lot of first layers are 5.25 by 4, whether it be DSP or even solid cardstock, okay? But if you use DSP, you want to cut the 4, okay, first. And watch it if you're directional, okay? Because like with the birds, okay, I would want to cut down this way with the birds because I want it to look like this, okay? So I would cut 4 inches. Then you turn it and you do 2 at 5.25, and then you have this teeny tiny strip at the bottom. That's like 1.5 inches, okay? And that is where, that is where this piece comes in. I take that 1.5 inches, I cut it in half. It's 3/4 by 3.5. It's already cut at 3.5. And so really, out of a 12 by 12 sheet, you can get 6 cards with absolutely no scrap if you do it this way, okay? And just use this as your inside embellishment. Why not? You have it. Instead of having a little piece of scrap, I would rather put this on the bottom of my inside piece. Okay, let's go ahead and do some Poppy Parade right here. We're going to get our poinsettia right there. And let's get our little teeny bit of crushed curry in there. Great. Wonderful. Now let's go ahead and put this on the inside of the card. So let me turn this over. and put that right here. Okay. Just like that. Now we have the inside. Isn't that pretty? The inside and the envelope are completed. And look at this. And no waste. Yay! No waste. Okay, let's move this aside. Now we're going to work with this piece right here of a basic white. And I want to go ahead and emboss this in my, just in the embossing folder, okay? So I want to kind of just put this in here. And I really want to use one of the rings for let's see. I really want to use one of the rings for my poinsettia. I want it kind of in the center of it. So I'm going to stamp that second. Yes, I was going to chance it, but I was like, no, 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 it's not going to come out right. First, I'm going to go ahead and stamp Merry Christmas in Evening Evergreen. I couldn't remember when I put the card together if I did that, and I bet just by looking at it and how it's placed, I bet this is how I did it. Okay, so we're going to stamp that first because that doesn't matter, okay? But I want a ring down here. I want to see a ring right here in this lower left corner. Okay, so let's move this aside and let's go ahead and place this. So see, Merry Christmas is going to be fantastic. Embossed like that, right? And now I have this ring right here in that lower left corner. Let me go ahead and bring in the machine right here. Okay, and we'll get our 4 plate and we'll roll that through. Okay, let's see how that came. Yes, oh my goodness. Oh, that is perfect. Perfect. Okay, let's put that aside. Now, let's go ahead and do a little bit more cutting and then we'll do some inking, okay? I want to grab, now for this one, we're going to make some little pieces here, little acorns, okay? So, I need 3. I need 3 tops and 3 bottoms, which is so much fun. And then we have some other things to cut out, but I need the entire base for that. So we'll have to run this through 3 times. No big deal, right? I love to paper piece. I love to do piecing of paper. That's why anytime I get a set that is like buildable, okay? Now you'll have these pieces in your envelope, remember, okay? You'll have them right there in your envelope. There's plenty enough to make 3 acorns. But yeah, I like to piece things together and make like a little scene, a story, something like that. I think it's because I like puzzles. I've often wondered about that, you know. I've always liked to design, figure things out. I loved to scrapbook a long time ago. Then I got into making cards, and here we are today with videos and classes, and I've opened my own business that, you know, I mean, it's just amazing. Really amazing. Let me put my little die cut over there, and then we're going to talk about the next, the DSP that has the rings on it. So yours is cut 12 by 6, right? So I've already cut one of these out, and if you'll look, okay, this is 6 inches right here, and it's 12, so you'll get 2 cuts. The die itself, now see, this time I'm not going to use, let me move my ink here. I'm not going to use the embossing folder. I just want to cut these rings out, just like so. Okay? So I want to just secure this down in a couple of places. I think that's nice. see. Right there. That looks good. And right there. Okay. So now this cuts out. This is the Designer Series paper. And remember, you can't get it anymore. So lucky you took the class and you got at least 6 by 12 inches of it. And here's this. And now we're going to just pop these guys out. See, so this can be used in many ways. Now, don't throw this away, because you can cut those out and then stick them behind things for added dimension, okay? Like things are, you know, piled up on top of itself, which is really the way that it would be in the woods anyway. Look at how cute these guys are, okay? Now this then mimics, you know, all of our rings over here, right? So we can easily put, you know, something in here if you wanted to. Something small in there, okay? You could easily do that. It doesn't have to line up. It absolutely doesn't have to. But for this one, we're just going to use... Oh, wait a minute. For this one, we're going to use these guys. And now that I have these cut out, I could have done this while I was... But I was busy yip-yapping. So I want a medium. Let's do these 3, okay, right here. Let's see. Do I have the little one? Maybe these 2. I think I have these 3. Let me make sure I've got the big one. No, I have a medium. A medium and 2 smallers. And 2 small ones. Okay, here's the graduation on this. 2 smaller ones. Okay, just like that. That's what that looks like. Okay, so now we're going to do this. Now, a lot of trees have that little like starburst in the inside of them. So that's exactly what we're going to put. A little one, and we'll put the big one here, okay? So that's what these are used for. And then whatever you put underneath it will show through a little bit. You know, and if you really wanted to get crafty, you know, you could put some silver foil, you know, anything like that. So this just cuts out. And let me make sure I didn't have that stuck in my die. Let's see which one I'm going to use. Okay, here we go. Take that. There we go. Just like that. I thought I had to take that out of there, but not. It's connected in the center of it. Okay, so we're going to use that one. And then this one. Look at that. Isn't that cool? That's awesome. Just something, you know, really cool about it. Let's go ahead and use the larger one right here on this medium ring. Right there. Whoop. Yeah, let's use that one. And it doesn't matter how you place it. Does not matter at all how you place that. So there's that. Easy peasy. Look at that. That is so ridiculously awesome, right? Just something, I don't know, extra. It's like it didn't have to be, but they did it, you know? Okay. So there's that. Now, let's bring these guys in and let's go ahead and do some inking and putting these together. We'll put our little acorns together. Whoop. Let me get some early espresso here. I didn't have that ink out. So I'm using Evening Evergreen Poppy Parade, a little bit of crushed curry, and early espresso. We still have to stamp our poinsettia, right? We'll get that done. That's one. And honest, just take your second. You don't even have to go across the top because that's going to get covered, but just take your all of 10 seconds and do this because it just makes it look so cute. And then I just come over the top of them right there at the last. with whatever ink is left over. Just like that. That's so stinking cute. Okay, let's take some Tombow and we'll just put a little bead of this on the top of each. Right? Just as simple. And then we'll put our little hats on. A little acorn hat. Oh my goodness. So cute. Right? There's that one. And then here's this one. You can't go wrong, okay? There's no going wrong with this. Nothing. You can't. You just can't. They're wonderful. Let's move that aside. Okay. Let's now bring this in, and I'm definitely going to bring in the stamp Pierce, the Pierce mat, okay, because I definitely want a good stamp. Poppy Parade, really ink it up, and remember I said I wanted to come into this ring right here, and I'm just going to hold it. I'm not pushing that hard. I'm just going to allow the ink to soak in because I have a little bit of embossing there. All right, are we ready? Take a breath. Yes. Oh, it came out like ringed. That is too absolutely cool. Wow. I guess I stamped it. I had to have stamped that one first, but that one came out ringed. I'm not sure if I'm okay with that. Am I okay with that? That's really, I didn't mean for that to happen. I'm going to use it because I think it's just too insanely cool. Okay? Because it's in the ring. But if you wanted to, you could stamp it first and then emboss it. I think that just looks too awesome. I never thought that it would just pick up in those areas, and I just think that's fun. Yeah, definitely. Okay, now I'm going to adhere this to here. I want to adhere it to the left side of this card. I just love that. Well, that's a mistake, a good mistake, right? I thought just for a second, I was like, I'll do it over. And then I kept looking at it. I was like, no, wait, I like it. It's perfect with the rings here. So cool. Really cool. So let me say this much then. I got lucky to get that into the ring, right? So should we just cut it and let me show you what it looks like? Because now I don't want you to think that I'm just, you know, being like, well, that's the way it goes. Let's see. So that piece of basic white is 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. Let me get that. See, it doesn't matter. You're right here in the craft room with me. So let's do that. 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. Really quick. Okay. Just like that. Now, let's go ahead and position. Then here's what you would do. You would just stamp this. Okay, let's position it right there. In the lower left, let's put our crushed curry. Let's put our Merry Christmas Evening Evergreen. I really like that look. And that's what we're going to do. But I'm showing you how fast and easy it is just to do it this other way. No big deal. We're going to bring in Stamp Cut and Emboss machine. Okay. Now, we're just going to place this right in here. Well, you know what? There. I put it right in the ring. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, Merry Christmas is good. Here we go. And now we're going to emboss it. Okay, if you want it to look like tree rings, the poinsettia, stamp it after. If you want it to look solid, stamp it before. Either way is fantastic. I'm going to use the other one on there. Of course, I've already glued it on there, but I really think it's kind of awesome looking. Okay, so now let's go ahead and put this here. And I'm going to put this down with Tombow. So yeah, either way you want to do it is fine. And you saw it both ways then. Right here. So pretty, pretty. Now I want to go ahead, I'm going to leave these two up here. And I want to go ahead and add my dimensionals on the back of here. Let's see. So let's put this large one down first. And let's go, you know what? I got to ink this. I didn't on the other card. And I swore after I finished, I was like, I'm going to do more inking. Just flick the edges of these guys. Looks really cool. Just gives it a little something extra. Yes, it does. I love that. Okay, let's put that there. Let's take the medium one. And I'm going to use some sides on this. See, I always have these little triangles. I always keep like a card full of these, okay? The little triangles that are left over cut. Because sometimes you don't need a completely full dimensional. And you need weird sizes and little straight ones. And, you know, like I tell you all the time, don't throw away not one of your dimensionals, as you can see. Let's ink this up. So this card is different, really different than the one that was in the thing. But hey, you know, you can do it or you can decide not to. Either or. Either or. You can ink the edges or not ink the edges. You can stamp it after it's embossed or before it's embossed. No big deal. You might want to do one of each. You know, like I've got now. Just a little variety. All right, let's ink around this one, which then this will pull in our little acorns and poinsettias, and I can't believe it's that time of year. Although it's a beautiful fall day here today. Like I said, it's nice out. And see, you can even take this and just ink the center up. I'm going to do that. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, good. Now we're going to put that there. Just a little extra. Put that one right there. Okay, now let's go ahead and put our acorns on here. I'm going to use Tombow. I'm going to put them down flat because I've got all of this popped up with dimensionals. So I just want these guys on here flat. And we're going to have them just cascading down. Did I hit the camera again? I did, didn't I? So sorry. Okay, just cascade these guys down. This one's going to pick up that junction right there. See, they are strategically placed, but they're cute too, right? Now we're going to take our rhinestones, 3 little ones, and we're going to put them right here. In the center, you'll see these 3 little embossed areas on these. They're so cute. On the acorns, and that is exactly what you want, where you want to put those. Okay, see that on the little, in the center of the embossed areas. Look how cute that looks inked compared to this one. Wow. Wow. Okay, now let's go ahead and make our bow. So remember, we had our twine out here. And I'm just going to pull one more piece of like what I'm calling tinsel and 2 pieces of our twine out. There we go. Like I almost like get it's almost like that they're 3 dimensions. Like this one's thick, that one's thinner, and then the piece of tinsel. Okay. I'm calling it tinsel. I don't know what it is. Silver thread. I put it together, and then take your fingers and just twist it up, and then make your bow or your tinsel. Your little silver thread there, I promise you, will slip right out. And you'll be like, how did that get like that? But that's what I figured out to help us out there. Okay, put that together. Pull this down. Let's go ahead and cut our tails off. Let's use a glue dot. And I'm just going to roll it up a little bit. Get off of here. Put it right there. And then at the bottom of this tree ring, we're going to put our bow. And this is the Christmas card out of this beautiful set. I love this Ringed with Nature. That is fantabulous. Fantabulous. I love that. That's kind of like fantastic and fabulous at the same time, right? And then again, you remember, if you want to stamp first, you can, and then emboss. Or if you want that striped look, stamp it after you emboss it. I think they both came out fantastic. All right, back in a minute with the third card. The next card is this wonderful anniversary card, and I kept looking at this just a second ago. I love what I did with these blue hearts. I happen to love this heart stamp because of this little wispy stuff on this side. I don't know, I just love it. This is done in Night of Navy. I'll show you how to do that in just a moment, but I went ahead and added it to the inside of the card also because I just loved it. Okay, so our base is Night of Navy, 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2, and 2 3/4, and 2 3/4. I will have that scored for you. Okay, let me make that note. I always like make notes as I go. I will score. Okay. So yeah, just in case, while I do the videos, I always think, what can I do to help, or what do I need to add, you know, or subtract or something like that. So it really does help. Okay, so this is so what you're going to do is you're going to fold it in half, and of course use your bone folder. And then the second score line here, that's at 2 3/4, you're going to fold it to the left, fold it back. That's the only thing that I did here to make this fancy fold. That's it. And it's a Z fold, just like that. Okay? Now, if you wanted to put a little band on the front, you would make, let's just say that you did your band at 11 by 1. You would score the band at 5 1/2 and 2 3/4, so that it would fold just like this, and then you would attach it to here. But anyway, that's for another card, right? So, but yeah, that's a lot of fun to do also. All right, now let's go ahead and start to stamp the hearts. Let's do the envelope. Want to definitely use my Stampin' Pierce mat. I have some Night of Navy, and I love this heart. I love the scratchy little things on the side. Okay, ink it up really well in Night of Navy, and stamp it once while it's to the right. Don't ink it up again. Stamp it the second time to the left, and the third time to the right. And that's 3 generations of Night of Navy. And that's what these hearts are. And it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'm going to bring it this way, and I'm going to go full strength, second generation, and I'm just twisting the heart. That's all. Either or way. Whichever way you start, go the other. So there's that. Isn't that cute? That's a lot of fun. Okay. We will do this to the inside of the card. Let's go ahead and bring that in. So this piece is in your kit, and it is 5 1/4 by 4, Because when you do something like this, you know, a lot of times the inside of my cards is smaller just because it's a different dimension than the outside, okay? But when you do something like this, and you're going to see it both, you want everything to match up. So the inside is 5 1/4 by 4. Let's do our little hearts again. Let me make sure. Yes, okay, all the way to the bottom. 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. I love that. Now, the happy anniversary, we're going to stamp in Knight of Navy. I'm going to pull this down just a second here and stamp. Okay. There we go. And then I have a little piece here of a leftover piece, again, of Rings of Love DSP, and it's 1 by 4, okay? 1 by 4. And I want this to attach all the way to the outside. I don't want any white border around on this one. Okay, just like that. So nice. Okay, now this can go ahead and be attached to the inside of the card. And I'm going to put it down with Tombow. So right here. See, I love that wiggle room. Okay, now we have these two panels here. And you're going to cut your DSP at 4 by 2 1/2. Okay, remember this is 4. Okay, so you want everything at 4. Okay, but then 2 1/2. Now you can pick whichever way that you want this. I happen to love this large medallion out here, so I'm going to put that one on the outside. I'm going to put that right there. And then I'm going to open it up, and then I'm going to put this one here. And these are 2 1/2 by 4. 2 1/2 by 4. So see, everything lines up, and it looks so pretty. See? The lines look really nice. And by stamping this off, you picked up a lot of what is almost like watercolored in here with the Knight of Navy and lighter and darker colors of the Knight of Navy. So just following along with that. Okay, so here is this part of the card. So simple, right? Now in your kit, you're going to get 3 pieces of stylish shapes. This is Knight of Navy. This is Mint Macaron. We're going to go ahead and put these two together. And then we've got that banner. I'm going to put these two together right here. The banner is going to say, "Thinking of You." And it fits in there perfectly. In Knight of Navy. Okay, let's move this aside. And this one also, okay? Let's go ahead and make our bow like we have been doing. We're using the same piece. Isn't that amazing? We're getting so much out of one piece. But just wait till you see the next class. 1, 2, little tinsel there. And let's do 3, okay? Yeah, just do just like we've been doing. And now we have this little bit left over. Twisting it up. See, because it untwists, you know, it's just to tie it really fast. Just like that. That's perfect. Cut the bottoms off. Wonderful. And now we'll get a glue dot. thought I had it. There we go. Got it glued out right there. And I'm going to put that on the back here. And we'll get to this in just a moment. I'm going to lay that aside also. All right, now, what I want to show you is like on your piece of paper. This one I did a little blue house. Looks absolutely adorable, okay? But I could come up here and cut that house out. And it is in the 6-inch measurement, that house is, yes. Yeah, so if I cut it off at 6 inches, I could come up and cut that one off. I also find that this one here is really cute. Okay, so I want to try this. Now, this is a stylish shape. I'm not going to cut this out for you. This is 2 and, like, if you had a circle that was about 2 1/4, 2 3/8, okay? That's about what that is. You could even use a circle punch. Any kind of a circle die, okay, that you've got. So I'm going to, right now, I'm going to go ahead and just snip this out. I like to cut them out first and then put them in the circle. I'm just going to kind of cut around here. I'm going to grab some of that tree too right there. Let's see if I did an okay job with that. We might work our way right up to that blue one. I think we're good. I think I could get it. Oh, maybe not. I think I cut it too close. Did I cut it too close? Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's hope not. But that's okay. If I did, live and learn, right? We'll cut another one. So let's see. I'm going to put that little guy right there. Let's see what we get. I wanted the little green house. Whoo, nope. Cut it off right there at the side. Right there at the side. We could, and there too. Nope. Can't do it. Okay. No problem. Well, that just gets us up to the little blue house, doesn't it? So we'll just do that. Let me just cut this right here at 6 inches, like I should have. Right? We're going to move the mini. We're not going to use the mini. Okay. We're going to use the big one. But I can always fussy cut around that house, can I? As much as I don't like to fussy cut, that is an easy thing to fussy cut because it doesn't have a whole lot of angles to it. Okay. Now, I'm going to take this, place it on here, and then I'm just going to take my circle, see, because this is 6 inches, and I'm just going to place it right there, and it's going to cut it out perfectly, just exactly where I want it, okay? So whatever circle dies you have will be fine. You don't even have to use a circle. You could fussy cut it if you want to. But I think most of you have ordered the stylish shapes from me, so I'm pretty sure that most of you have that. Look how cute. Oh my goodness, that's adorable. All right, there we go. I use the stylish shapes and the deckled rectangles now a lot. I have to admit that. Now we put these two together. So now let's go ahead and put our house right here. Okay, so we have 3, a nice layer, a nice medallion we made right here. That's the greatest thing about a circle. It's always in the center, right? Until you nail it down like this, right? Okay, let's bring our card base in. And let's go ahead and attach this to here. Now, we don't want to put dimensionals on this side because we need to open this, right? And we want to half it, okay? So, we're going to put 3 dimensionals just on this half right here. just like that. So simple to do. We're going to keep this folded back. We're going to add our medallion. We're going to look at the halfway point right there, and we're just going to attach it just like that. We're going to take our bow that we've already have the glue dot on. I'm going to put it on the side there. I think that looks cool. Just like that. We're going to take our Thinking of You with two glue dots, or glue dots, dimensionals right here. And we're going to make sure that it fits over here with the got to move a dimensional, right? Might have to take one off. Yes, okay. So just put one dimensional on the left side where the TH is on the Thinking of You, and then put this on here with an angle. And now what I'm going to do, because that's loose, okay, I'm just going to lift it up so that I know exactly really where I want that glue. And I'm just going to add a little Tombow, or you could even put a glue dot on the back of that and hold it down. That's perfect, okay? Just like that. Now, the reason why I wanted my medallion out here is because I want to take two of these like small ones, get these guys, and I'm going to put it up here at Thinking of You and just accent that. But I love this right here. I'm going to take a large one and I'm going to put it right here in the center of that flower, and that makes that so cute. Absolutely. What a nice card for someone's anniversary. Maybe one of your kids is having an anniversary. You never know, a friend even. So here is card number 3, our little fancy fold. Very simple to do. And you saw me cut that little blue house out. Use your stylish shape dies or something round. Just put it over top of the house you want and cut it out. I will refrain from ever cutting it like that again. Okay? So here's card number 3. I'll be back in just a moment with the last card. Okay, this is our last card. I hope you've had an enormous amount of fun this afternoon with me and putting together these beautiful cards with the Ringed of Nature bundle. This one is so much fun, just like that. And I'm going to show you how I got this little effect in here. And we're going to do a little scene here. All right, first what I want to do is talk to you about cutting your DSP, because see, we want this to look really nice back here, okay? So let me bring the trimmer in. And now of your piece, you're going to cut a piece of 4 inches by 12, okay? Because you have 6 by 12, okay? So this is 4 inches already. This is my last piece because I've been making so many of these. Then you're going to cut this at 5 1/4. And this is going to give you the outside of the card, 5 1/4, okay? So let's set that aside. Then you're going to take this piece, okay, and cut it at 5 1/4. All right? Now you do have this left over. We'll use that another time. Now you want to turn this and cut it at 1 7/8. 1 7/8. Okay? So now you have a piece that's a little thinner than this one, but that's what you want. You want this at 1 7/8, and then this is the one that will attach to the back of this piece right here so that the flowers don't show, okay? That's how we're going to finish that off. All right, but this is a little bit of extra. Let me put this away, and let me keep my pieces out here. And I've already got them cut. All right. So that's how you're going to cut that up. Now in your kit you have a piece of vellum. It's 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. We're going to run that through this embossing folder. Oh my goodness, to emboss. I love to emboss vellum. Gives it a really cool effect. So put it wherever you'd like. Just put it in the embossing folder, okay? Let me bring in the Stamp Cut and Emboss machine right here. And we'll just put that there. Get plate number 4 and roll that right through. And let's take a look at this. I love this because it kind of makes it white, even though we do cover a lot of it up, okay? Isn't that cool in vellum? All right, great. Now what we want to do is do a little cutting, okay? Let me move this out of the way for just a second. I'd rather explain it to you. I got to keep all my pieces and parts over here lined up, right? Okay, so there's that and there's that. That's good. All right, now we have these pieces left over from cutting at the beginning of the video, the first couple of cards, right? So I was like, well, what am I going to do with these? I don't want to have any extra. So I decided to cut the middles out, okay, for these 3 pieces. And this one will get cut like double, okay, because it's going to make like a double ring, like an inner ring that's darker. I thought that came out so stinking cool, okay? So I just wanted to show you that. I used a medium here on the larger one, and then I used like the larger one up from there, and this teeny tiny one, okay? So I used these 3, all right? But the larger one here and the teeny tiny one, or you know, you could flip this around and do the teeny tiny one, the larger one right there. I kind of didn't want that big of a circle. And yeah, nope. You want it over on this one, definitely, because you don't want that big of a circle because it has to fit into here, okay? You'll see. Okay, just like that. Okay, so teeny tiny, one up from there, skip one and put it here, and then the medium one right there. Okay, let's go ahead now and cut these. Sometimes I get ahead of myself thinking, and I shouldn't, because there's a reason why it's the way it is, right? But I thought just maybe. Okay, so we'll put these like this. I like that little knot in the center. Okay, and let's scooch that over that way a little bit. Good, and I'm happy. And we'll just roll these through. And again, on my first card, I did not ink these up around the edges, and I want to this time. Okay, so here's a center that we need. I'll use this someplace else, and then we should be able to use like this one, and I think this one. These 2 right here, I think. Okay, let's see what we get. No matter what, just let them fit into what you've cut. Right? Okay, let's take this smaller one. And I believe I want this one here. That fits there perfectly, definitely. Okay, so let's get some early espresso. And a sponge dauber. We've got a lot of things to stamp with this one. We've got to make the inside of the card, the envelope yet, and the outside makes a little scene. It's really cute. Okay, and a little Tombow, or whatever glue you like. And then go ahead and line up your notches and put that right there. Okay, now bring these 2 guys in. And let's see what we have that lines up, okay? That one should go there, I believe. And then this one should go right here. Yes, perfect, absolutely perfect. And it gives us like a ring inside the ring. Just something a little different, right? Go ahead and ink all around. I'm even going to try to ink that inside. Let's see how I weather the storm with that, right? Oh, that's easy. Okay. Stick your little sponge dauber in there. And just ink around the inside of it. Awesome. Well, I'm really happy with that. Okay, so that's nice. Let's go ahead and glue that down. I'm excited. Just like that. And just line up. The main thing with this one is just pick out. The main thing when you do this is just pick out the ones that fit the inside of these guys, okay? Excuse me. And let's ink. I was going to glue. I might have a different one on that one, I don't know. But it's okay. Just put the ring inside of the early espresso and it's going to look great. We're going to put this here and then this lines up right here. Okay, now what we're going to do is I'm going to put this just like that and this just like that, okay? All right, let's go ahead and move these aside. Let's bring in the inside of the card right here. And let's go ahead and make some acorns. These are so cute. Of course, acorns are adorable. Let's do at the top here, Love and Warmth. And we're going to do that in Poppy Parade. Let's open up all of our ink now. Mint Macaron and Evening Evergreen. Love and Warmth. Right here at the top. Just like that. Okay. And now we're going to put some little acorns right here. And let's see. What? We need crumb cake. I forgot the crumb cake because we want to two-tone our acorns. Okay, little acorn here. Cute. And now let's get our little top. Here's the little top is separate. We're going to do that in Early Espresso. I did the acorns in, look at how cute that is. Oh my goodness. Crumb cake. Now remember, see the top, okay? See the top of the acorn through the stamp. And it will be on there wonderfully, okay? So here's the inside. Let's go ahead and get our envelope. I want to do the acorns again. Right here. And then right back here. Just like that. Let's put all of our little hats on. Just kind of try to, I'm to the side of the camera, so try to see the top and try to center it. That's the best I can tell you. And it really comes out well, especially if you're right over top of it. Look at how cute that is. Oh my goodness. And see, like the littler ones, the little top is like it's billowing over a little bit. Oh my gosh, they're so adorable. Okay, great. All right, now let's move that aside, and I have the inside, and we embossed, and we have our rings. See, you don't realize how much we get done, but we get it done. Okay, now this little piece is basic white, and it's 4 by 3, and this is where we're going to make our little scene, okay? So, first we're going to start with our house in Mint Macaron. Let's do that. I'm going to place my house as close as I can get it to the bottom. My other one's up a little bit, but we're good here. Oh yeah, okay, good. Now I want to put the roof on. And I want the roof to be Evening Evergreen. Now, again, the little trick with this, see the point right here in the eave of the roof? I'm seriously gonna pull this over here because I want to get it the best I can. You want to look at that point and then look at your side to side, okay? And I'm sorry, I really need to pull this here to do the best I can. Oh, look at that. That came out perfect. absolutely perfect, okay? So look for this little point. Make sure that you're on the color of the house. That's if you don't want any, white space between it. Some people put the white space between it, which looks fine. That's also wonderful. All right, let me get a piece of scrap paper right here. Oh, that came out. For that alone, I'm like, we're good. Let me get the Just For You up here in this corner, just like that. And that's in Poppy Parade. Okay, now I'm going to be going between Evening Evergreen, Mint Macaron, and Poppy Parade. Now, right next to the house, I know I want a flower bush. So I'm going to get this stamp right here, and it has those 3 little dots, okay? But that's actually the center of the flower. So I want to put this bush right here. And then I want to take my flowers in Poppy Parade. And you're going to, again, you're going to line this up. And you're going to see those 3 Evening Evergreen dots in the center. Look at how cute. That is just cute in itself, just right there. Now I am going to put rhinestones on top of that, but you wouldn't have to if you didn't want to. Okay, now let's go ahead and let's see, I need this stamp too. Okay. Wow, I'm running out of blocks. I have every single block now has a stamp on it for this card. Wow, that's amazing. So now I'm going to use this one. It's kind of flowery at the top. I'm going to do that in Evening Evergreen. I'm going to place that right over here. Just like that. Then I'm going to take this wispy one right here and in Mint Macaron, and I'm going to bring that right in here. Just like that. Isn't that cute little garden? Okay, now over on this side, I want to use this larger leaf stamp, and I want to do this one now in Mint Macaron. See, because I did this one in Evening Evergreen, okay? So I want to put this right here. And then see, you use the big one and then build around it a little bit. Now I want to get these berries right here in Poppy Parade. And I'm going to stamp 2 here, just like that. And I'm going to come here and I'm going to stamp 2 right there. Isn't that stinking adorable? I love it. Okay. Our leaf, the one leaf, let's go right here and let's do, I did that in Evening Evergreen, so I'm going to do Mint Macaron, just like that. Let me clean it. Evening Evergreen. And let's do another Mint Macaron coming up this way. There, just like that. Like they're blowing, okay? The other card I did, this one I did Evening Evergreen, Mint Macaron, Evening Evergreen. This one I did Mint Macaron, Evening Evergreen, Mint Macaron. It doesn't matter. They both look great. Look at how cute our scene is. Our scene is stinking adorable. This is going to go on our vellum with dimensionals. Very simply with dimensionals. Just like that. Okay. Let's bring our piece of vellum in right here. Look how pretty that is. And now, I'm so sorry to cover that up, but it's just background for our beautiful scene. That goes just like that. Cute, right? Now this will now be placed with more dimensionals on our card front of DSP, the Rings of Love. Now watch, I need to put this where the white is, okay, because you don't want it to show through the vellum, right? You don't want it to show through the vellum. So right there, okay? All right, now let's put this aside. And let's talk about Let me get all these stamps out of the way so I don't get any ink on anything. Whew, we got a lot to clean up on this one. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and talk about our card base. So here it is, Mint Macaron, and it is scored at, it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4 and 2 1/8. So see, in this card class, you've gotten both fancy folds, okay? This one now, you're going to fold it down. Now, if you wanted to fancy fold this one back just like we did the other one, you could fold it back. But this I'm going to make an easel card out of, okay? So you want to fold that down and get my bone folder. Okay, right there. And then right here, you want to make sure that you've got nice crease. See, it's going to go just like that. Okay, let's go with, this is our card front. This is going to go right here, okay? But when we flip it over, I don't like seeing that, okay? So remember the two panels that we had. I want you to first glue down the one that is measured at the 1 7/8. This way you don't get them confused, okay? I promise you. Glue the skinny one down first. This way you don't get confused about who goes in what slot here, okay? So this goes here. Okay. And now this one, wait a minute. This one goes right back here, okay? So, yeah, it does not glue down on the card base, okay? Listen, it does not glue down like I wanted to, right? Did you see me go for it? No, no, and no. When you glue the skinny one down, the one that's 1 7/8, move that aside. Bring this one in and cover this at the top, okay? Just right here. Go ahead and put this on first, all right? And cover it, like right here. So you want to cover it on the right side, all right? Just like that. Make sure it's even, okay? Wiggle it if you need to. Don't let it show. Don't let it show here. You don't want it to show. Okay, just like that. Perfect. Okay, now what's going to happen, okay, see? This is what this should look like, okay? When you glue this to here, because that had a little bit more length on it, you're not going to see it. Isn't that wonderful? And how I've got all that lined up is beyond me, but you're not going to see it. So it's going to be absolutely fantastic, okay? So we want to go ahead now and put your adhesive on your card base, okay? Because you don't want it to get gluey up over there, right? You don't want it to get gluey sticky that way, all right? Right there. Now take your base right here, and remember you have this piece here should be at the top, okay? In the back on the top, all right? You're gluing down this part here that has the flowers, but you're not going to see it, okay? So let's go ahead and put this down with, just like you're doing 5 1/4 by 4, okay? Just like you're doing the front of the card. You're not going to see this here in the back yet. Okay, look how pretty this is. So professional, right? And very, very easy. It's just gluing down one piece. So this is going to come up, and now look at that on the back. And that just looks wonderful. So, I mean, it's good quality, right? Okay, so here we go with this. So this goes like that, all right? Let's go ahead and put our inside in, because we're making an easel card, which could easily be a different kind of card too, you know. So let's go ahead and put this on the inside, just like that. Oh my goodness. What a fantastic way to do an easel, right? Okay, now see, we've already got stamped. Let's go ahead and put a couple of dimensionals on the back here. Just 2. It's good, right? And we've inked it up on this one around about, and I am just loving it. So I'm going to put this right here, like about down a little bit, right? Yeah, that's good. Okay, you don't want it close to the Love and Warmth because, you know, it just has to like hold it up. That's all that that's doing, okay? So which that looks so cool with the ring in the middle. Now this one comes here, and I'm just going to put one dimensional on this side. And let me get a little Tombow on this right here. And we're going to put that one right here. Okay. And then we're going to take this little one and bring it in over here. And I'm going to put a dimensional, but a small one. I need a little triangle one here. Okay. Right like that. And some Tombow here. Okay. And we're going to put all of that together right there. And here is, oh, isn't that wonderful? Now look. Flatten it out. Put this on here. And it's nice because you have some lines, right, to use, just like that. Look how pretty this card came out. Look at that! Woo! I love it. I absolutely am in love with this card. All right. So, here are our beautiful cards. Here's these two. I hope you enjoyed using every part. Let me get the others. Every single part of your stamp set, every single part of your dies, and a lot of DSP. And here's two here. Okay. And then our two Christmas ones. I love them. I absolutely love them both. Fun little techniques there. And our Get Well. I mean, this set is for everybody, isn't it? Anniversary Get Well, just for you, and Christmas. It's perfect. Thank you so much, everyone, for purchasing my class. I hope you've had a lot of fun this afternoon. I hope your cards look wonderful and you've had an amazing time with me crafting and cutting things out and having some wonderful conversation. Thanks again, and happy crafting. Well, I had to get back on here because I forgot to make our last bow with our piece here. So this is what's left. I'm just twisting it up. I'm making the bow. You have to put the bow on, and the rhinestones. I forgot that too. Where was my head? I don't know. I thought I was done with all the stamping and I had it all together, and my little house came out beautifully. Let me get my rhinestones. Yeah, so I was cleaning up and I went, wait a minute, I'm not done. So I got back on. It happens, right? That's going to go right there. Oh my goodness, so cute. So cute. Of course, this was a nice fall set. And I like that it's so versatile with many sayings and, you know, sentiments and everything. So cute. Okay, now that looks a lot better. Now, wait a minute. Let's go ahead and put our rhinestones. Remember I told you the rhinestones should go right there in the flowers. Let's go ahead and do that part. Look, I've got all my cards over here. So I'm just going to use these smaller ones. What do I have on that one? Okay, so I'm going to put that one there. And then we're going to put 3, so that'll give us 5. I want to put them right here in the center of these little flowers. I think they look so cute. Just like that. Oh, adorable. All right, now it's even cuter than what it was, right? We have all of our embellishments on there. So sorry I forgot those. But here it is, again, our last card. Now, with our bling on there. Looks a lot better, right? So here we go. Let's line them up again. And again, I want to thank you very, very much for ordering this wonderful Ringed with Nature class. I hope you had as much fun as I did. Happy crafting!